Right, hello everyone and welcome to the Comb Racing League. Stream finally is up. Give me a moment as I've only just got into the lobby. I successfully forgot to update my game. This looks like the end of Q1 we're catching here. There's still a few drivers. Panda yet to set a lap. I've no idea how long the session is left. Well, it won't be too long. So apologies for the delay, but yeah, now up. Clerpiard currently with the quickest time. Panda still to set a lap, but they're on that. Ah, there we go. About 3 minutes left. So yeah, Royal Viking, Christo and Infinite Glory all in the pit lane. They're going to want to try and improve their time. The same with Fallstar, although he's currently on his outlap. But Panda going a bit deep there. Managing to do okay. Oh, no, and a spin from him. That's going to cost him. I think if he wanted to, he just had time to go into the pit lane again. But it'd be smarter to try and preserve these tyres, go round again. I think he's just got time for 2 more laps. We'll hop on board with Fallstar, I think about to be starting his lap, currently 16th, so he'll be looking to improve. Now, yeah, Panda did not go into the pit lane, so he's going to be going around again for another one. So looking at the times, very close among the top 4, especially 3rd and 4th, 6 thousandths between them. And that is Tobes going up into 5th position. So that puts him lightly safe. Yeah, looking at the top 13 drivers, just over half a second between them, really close. Everyone up until the little one in 15th, including, actually I guess up to Fallstar. Very little between the drivers. "16 drivers all within a second. So one mistake will really throw them off here. All Fallstar needs to do is get a clean lap together. The road ahead of him should be clear. He's got Cole on an outlap ahead of him. Sufficiently far enough ahead, that shouldn't be a problem for him. So now coming towards the line. Where's he going to slot into? Sets a 28 into 11th position for him. And that might be safe, although he is kind of on the limit where we'd expect it could go either way. So how about Panda? We know he's going to... No, he's invalidated his lap. So this will now be his last chance, only just making it to the line with, what, 3-4 seconds left. Already Infinite Glory and Royal Viking are knocked out. So N1 J Wills and above will be safe. KXI, the little one and Captain Nick. Well, KXI can't improve. The little one and Captain Nick will be looking to. They are not yet safe. This is Captain Nick now towards the line, 2.5 tenths up. This previous best after the first 2 sectors. And that little time will be enough to make him safe if he can hold it. No! Clearly made a mistake somewhere in the last sector, stays 15th. He'll really be hoping that none of the guys in the bottom 5 can improve. The little one now that much bit safer with one driver having made a mistake. Unless he can get into 12th position, he can't guarantee he's safe. I think Fallstar has made a spin in the last sector. If the little one doesn't improve, Fallstar won't be improving, but we know he doesn't need to. Carl up into 9th, that puts him safe and drops Captain Nick out. Now can Christo push the little one into the bottom 5? No, he can't. He does improve his time, but only up to 17th position. And the same story for Panda. improves his time, but only up to 18th position. So the little one safe only just by, what's that, 16 thousandths of a second. So now we're just waiting for 4-star to retire, and then we'll head into Q2, which we'll actually end up seeing from the start of Q2. So here we go. The intervals here showing just how little there was between the drivers. Clerpiar setting the fastest time, but only just. Given that being within 6/10 was not enough, there's going to definitely be a fight for who can make it through into Q3. We might see a few drivers trying mediums, but given how close the field is, it might not be possible for any of them to pull it off. It's certainly going to be a very exciting race if they're all this close together. And given that none of the drivers are yet to have complained in their chat, I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's a dry race, as there's always some people thanking Codemasters, others complaining at them when there is rain. So here we go now. See, some drivers are starting off with the mediums. Race is dry. Okay. Thank you for the confirmation of that. So yeah, some drivers starting with the mediums. Of course, many like to do it just to get a safe lap in. Looks like there's activity in J Will's garage. Who else is there? Shadow and the little one, his teammate, who appears to be the first one out on track. Now, something I should probably point out from last week, just in case, was due to a glitch in the timing boards, the 3 people I had in for the post-race interview, one of them technically wasn't on the podium, as there was, well, the game kind of applied a penalty. I'm completely failing to remember who it was, but the man who came 4th actually came 3rd. After Carl made a mistake. Well, I think there may have been some post-race penalties applied. Here we go, the little one, actually with the majority of other drivers who were setting a lap on mediums first. Just 4 drivers still in the pit lane. Ah, there we go. And Nathan wishing his Tier 2 teammates good luck. As the little one starts his lap. Very clear track ahead of him. Definitely won't have to worry about traffic. Just has to be careful not to make a mistake. Set a lap he's happy enough with on the mediums, so if he needs to, he can improve it later on the softs. Looking good in the first 2 sectors. The little one, not an amazing start to the season, didn't score any points in the first round, but we'll be looking to improve on that here. As he comes through the last few corners, we'll see what time he can set 1:30.4. Now, how about his teammates? Slightly quicker than him, 1:29.7. He'll be happy with that. KXI, of course, on the soft tyres, a 29.2. From what we saw of Q1, that is quite a slow time by him, and not likely to be enough. Jamie Robertson going slow there, not in an outlap, so must have made a mistake somewhere, choosing to pull out of it. And it appears he is going into the pit lane. Giroux on the medium sets the fastest time, a 1:29.1. He'll be happy with that time on those tyres. And Clerpiot beating out Giroux's time with 28.9. Deluxe 29.6. Another driver who'll be fairly happy given the tyres he's on. Well, they might have wanted to perhaps be a bit faster. Our current championship leader, with 4-star in second, currently a driver in the pits. This car has crashed. Trying to find. Here we go. We might be able to see his car there, but it looks like, yeah, in the wall. The start of the big straight. Not sure what caused that, but that has certainly knocked him out of Q3. Shadow coming towards the line, be looking to improve on his time. Doesn't improve, stays with the 29.7 he had before. One of the Mercedes soon to the line. Unsure if that was Giroux or J Wills, but either way did not improve. The other one going into the pit lane. So, Raw. Got P5 last week. Up into P4 with this time. 29.3, which is promptly beaten by, I think, Deluxe improving his time. Now, Hobbsy. 29.7 up into 6th position for him on the mediums. Of course, all these times are going to be thrown around once drivers start switching to soft tyres. Shadow, I suspect, is on an in-lap. His tyres are already 2 laps old now. Yep, into the pit lane for him. Trying to see if anyone is currently out on a lap. I think all the drivers have had their first lap, set the ones they're happy with. The majority of them now on in-laps. Steiny soon to be starting his lap actually. Option for the mediums. Oh, a nearly mistake out the exit to the last corner for him. Just starts his lap. And not many drivers on track at the moment. For anyone who really likes their clean air, how cool with the time to go out, most drivers will be waiting until nearer the end of the session to set a time on softs. Purple first sector from him. And into the chicane, we should see some good overtakes taking place there. Mercedes pulling over to the side, making sure not to disrupt Steiny's lap. Steiny, I believe, the last of our finishers from the first round. Only 2 points to him. Now come in towards the line, and he will set a 1:29.1 up into 4th position on the mediums. Another 29.1 set on the mediums. A lot of drivers very close there. In fact, I hadn't noticed that, but only 1,000th between Drew and Deluxey. The little one nearly a second up on his previous time, but of course now on the soft tyres, 29.4. That may not have been as much time as he was looking for, given the changing compound. Now, Freefall setting a time, or attempting to set a time on the soft tyres. See how much improvement he can get. Got his teammate just behind him on an outlap. Is that a spun AlphaTauri? No, just a slow AlphaTauri in the last sector. I think letting some drivers pass or waiting for some clean air. Free fall. Purple middle sector. Jamie Robertson's got a move on now. May have actually been looking to get some slipstream. But if it was, it's left too much of a gap. KXI with the fastest lap, a 1:28.6. And I think he'll be safe for that time. Let's see what Freefall can do on the soft tyres. A 1:28.5 beats him by a 10th. And he'll be happy with that lap. That should have him in good stead. KXI making sure not to get in the way of other drivers there. Jamie Robson really playing with the track limits there. I'm surprised he didn't invalidate. Making full usage of the curbs. This time looks like he's doing much better than last lap. Though he slowed down near the end, I'm sure there's a reason behind it. Going to be improving by well over half a minute. And at 1:28.8. Finding the drivers, Forstart just starting his lap. Alright, okay. Yeah, I try to make it fairly clear that I don't play the game myself. So if I say something, there's a high chance I don't know what I'm talking about if it's to do with the gameplay. Guess I'll keep an eye on turn 3 during the race then, see if anyone's picking up warnings successively. As Forster gets at the penalty at the chicane. So not long left of the session. Nearly everyone now on the soft tyres, even if they have set their best on mediums. Very large amount of drivers on outlap. Might be a bit much traffic for some of them. Anyone in the pit lane, however, will be staying in the pit lane. It's free fall, happy with his time. Tyres currently from the front. Interestingly, Jay Wills has retired. I'm not sure if that was a case of being caught in the pit lane or what. We'll keep an eye on the guys nearer the back who definitely need to improve. Tobes, 4-star. Shadow, who's over 4/10 up, and Hobbsy. Shadow will be the first of that group to finish. There's that. That's Claire PR. Watch him across the line, see if he can improve his time. And he can, a 28.6. That puts him up into second position. Very healthy time that he'll be happy with. Shadow now, first and only lap on the softs, and puts him into 8th position. May find that to not be enough. 4-star. This will be his only lap. And we said on the mediums. Yeah, to 14th position. Well, I think he'll be starting from even once Tobes. Yeah, we don't. Let's put himself into 4th. I think he'll be starting ahead of Carl. Not sure how that all works. Carl having crashed early on in the session. Hobbsy on the soft tyres up into 6th position. Raw not improving. However, I think that was the little one up into 4th position, pushing his teammate Shadow out of the top 10, and that concludes Q2. So Steiny just making it through. Yeah, Shadow, Raw, J Wills, Carl, and 4-star will not be advancing. Carl, very quick last week, not able to prove himself in this session after that early crash. And the man supporting the Scots will be happy to see free fall up front here. Still very close among the drivers, even though 3 of them got through on the medium compound. Drew, Deluxey and Steiny, they'll be happy to have done that for strategy wise. Although of course with safety cars potentially coming into play, you can't really know anything until the race is over. So then on to our last session of qualifying. Oh, and we got some light rain. Well, it seems for the moment everyone on soft tyres. Ah, there we go. So Tobes heading out on softs. Deluxey, who briefly was on inters, now going back to his soft tyres. But KXI, the first man out on track. And this makes me think the rain may be due to get heavier throughout the session. The fact the whole host of them have immediately gone out on track. Drivers, of course, very good at giving themselves more space once they get round to the line, but for the moment, no reason they can't have a bit of fun as long as they don't cause problems for the others. Now nearing the start of the laps. KXI with all the clean air he can want. As long as Freefall doesn't come out the pit lane at the wrong time. That looks like Tobe's not leaving a massive amount of space for himself. That looks like a bit of a theme along here. Drivers perhaps this time going for slipstream. Seeing how close it is, a few tenths gained by it might be enough to really push them up the order. Mistake there by KXI, sends him towards the ball, just avoids it. Of course messes up his tyres and his lap. Tobe's now our car running up front of the group, with Steiny just behind him. Oh, mistake there by Steiny at the end of that chicane. It's another driver gone round. Of course, soft tyres on the slightly wet track. Going to be the quickest compound, but doesn't mean they're going to be easy to drive. Hop back on board with Tobes now. So Tobes with the first man to set a time, we'll see what he can do. 33 flaps. Where am I looking? Claire PR, a 34.9, the little one with a 32.9. 2 seconds faster than Claire PR, actually he was catching him towards the end of the lap. Then Hobbsy then setting the quickest lap, 2 tenths up. Freefall to be starting his lap. And Steiny, of course, we saw his mistake. It's going to be a slow one from him. Jamie Robertson, whether deliberately or not, into the pit lane for him. The track now looking much more wet. Driver still all on the soft compound. Yeah, have to be really careful on the throttle input. To cross the line with 34.4 ahead of Claire PR and Steiny. Still a lot of drivers out on track. Tobes on an in-lap. Oh, and Freefall going round there. Stays out the wall, doesn't kill his front wing. Nice and careful on his tyres so they stay as healthy as possible. The little one into the pit lane, as is Claire PR. And Hobbsy. Steiny trying to improve this lap, but of course first lap not a time he'll be happy with. Slower than all the other drivers, still a drastic improvement on what he already had at 36 flat. It's not like there's any drivers currently on a lap. Deroux on a lap he's already invalidated, going for a spin there. Guess it's good to test the limits on the lap, but that doesn't matter. But maybe he would have benefited from being a bit nicer to his tyres, unless of course he's on an in lap and knows he can smoke them. So yeah, KXI with the next man to start a lap. Just over 5 minutes to go. The little man retires. Perhaps does not expect conditions to improve. Ladle very happy with this lap. Route there, staying out the way of KXI. Daru, I'd suspect, on an in lap. So KXI now heading to start his first lap. And there we go. Our first man, well, I guess our second man on inters. And the first man on it for a length of time. Daru retiring from the session. Nope, free fall's gone back to the other ones. Still decides that softs are probably better, even if you can't do that much with them, current track condition. The 4 drivers still to set a lap. 1 of them on it, 2 of them on an out lap. Deluxey just about to start his. So KXI showing the purple middle sector for him. Takes that corner well. Avoided spinning on that fast right-hander where a few other drivers have in this conditions. We'll see where he slots into the order. Mistake by Deluxey on his lap. He beats Steiny by a 10th. Oh, they're not able to get in amongst the guys who set their lap earlier in the session. PR, another man to retire. So we got Jamie Robertson and Deluxey. Well, I guess Deluxey isn't currently on a lap, so Jamie Robertson appears to be our only driver currently on a lap. We'll get on board with him. Steiny going on to mediums and back onto softs over again. I'm not sure if he's having fun or just creating a mini disco for the lobby. Yeah, with track conditions not improving, the guy's yet to set a lap. Highly unlikely to be able to challenge for anything really above 6th. Yeah, Jamie Robertson not going to be close enough. Slowest time yet of the session, minus the one with a spin. We'll see, Jamie Robertson maybe going to go around again. If he can find 1.4 seconds, then it's worth it to try and jump his teammate. 2 drivers still yet to set a lap. Now interestingly, Hobbsy up front going out on track. Is that a free fall, doing a bit of weaving. Not sure he's trying to start as late as he can or what. Here we go. This is his one and only attempt to set a lap here. Deluxey not even going to try. Now Jamie Robertson, looks like he is going to improve and up to 5th position for him. You're happy with that improvement, and he does have another lap to go around. I'm not sure if his tyres will be able to hold it well enough for him. Both him and his teammate Steiny only needs to find a 10th, I guess 2 tenths to get a position. I think free fall, most important of them all. Where's he going to end up? The track now looking much drier, and there's a chance this lap might be the fastest we see. Only 3 drivers still out on track to make use of the fact it's now stopped raining. The track itself not looking as wet now. Not sure. No, I think it is going to be the pole time. There we go. We're 1:30.9. Far ahead of the rest of the drivers. Both AlphaTauris going to benefit from an even drier track. Jamie Robertson on quite old tyres by qualifying standards. Suspect we'll see him jump to the top 3. Yep, 2nd for him. How about Steiny? Yep, P1. AlphaTauri McLaren. With Steiny on pole position and starting on the medium compound. So there we go, some very big gaps there. Many drivers not trying to hold out to the end of the session and paying the price for it. Those improved conditions really benefited those who waited for them. But now onto the race. 3 of these drivers starting on mediums. I believe it's Daru, Deluxey and Steiny, if I remember correctly. Alright, Deluxey starting 10th. Not going to have that much of an advantage using the mediums over the rest of the field just behind him. So Deluxey, our last week's race winner, 4-star, getting 2nd there. It was actually a reserve who came in 3rd position, but Carl got 4th, so he's 3rd in the championship. Although Carl was in for the post-race interviews due to a glitch, giving a driver 50 seconds of penalties when they only had 3. Something I didn't pick up on at the time. So for those who prefer watching qualifying to the race, I think the Tier 1 qualifying will be starting shortly. But our race will end shortly before their race starts. So certainly if I was watching, I'd hang about, watch this race, and then jump on to the Tier 1 race at the end, which is very aggressive racing. Certainly well worth a watch. But for the moment, stick with us and see how our drivers fare, given how close the qualifying was. Certainly the first 2 sessions when it was dry, so the race is due to be. It should be a good one. So here we go, drivers now starting their formation lap. And you can see there goes Shiny, Daru and Deluxey, the only ones starting on the mediums. 4 Star and his teammate Infinite Glory both on the hard compound, and Christo starting on the softs. The rest of the drivers going for the mediums outside the top 10, and of course the rest in the top 10 are forced to use soft compound that they qualified in Q2 with. But a very good start for AlphaTauri and McLaren. Interestingly, McLaren currently last in the Constructors' Championship. Between the team of 8 of them, only just have enough points worth of a win. Red Bull currently leading the championship, although it looks like they're not doing too well this race, this tier. We'll see how it all unfolds. The season 15 races long, nothing is decided this early. So depending on how safety cars go, it's looking like Steiny may be at the advantage here. So we'll have to see from the race. And of course a bit of a shake-up pace-wise, as not all the faster drivers would have waited for the rain to end in Q3. Right, looks like the lobby's glitched. I get the feeling that I may have to be the one to lead the lobby. Give me a sec to sort that out. Oh, never mind, they are starting. So lights out and away we go. Sorry for the loud keyboard noises. Steiny holding the lead on the inside. The little one looking for room up the inside there. Looks like he's alongside Hobbsy. Got past Hobbsy and got past Jamie Robertson, up 2 positions already for him. KXI with 3 positions up into 6th position. The 2 Mercedes, both with very bad starts, down 6 and 13 positions. Steiny still holding on to that lead. Now there's a spin by one of the Red Bulls. That's Infinite Glory. Knocked right back down to the bottom of the order. KXI looking to go around the outside of Jamie Robertson. Not quite got the room. Forced to concede. Now Freefall closing the gap on Steiny to the lead. He has the softer compound. He's going to want to get past as quick as he can. Steiny trying to defend. He knows the longer it goes on, the more of an advantage he has. Bit of a moment there by Steiny. Freefall not got room to pass him. Giving him a little bump, reminding him he's there. Freefall looking to get up the inside of the first part of the corner, but if Steiny can hold it around the outside, then he has the inside line for the second one onto the main straight. Freefall cut off, forced to concede that track position temporarily. Now with more speed, using his ERS, is through into the lead past Steiny. And Vapor into the wall on the front straight, it seems. Or is that a retirement in the pit lane? I think it might be a pit lane retirement. Yes, it is. Not sure what happened to him to cause him to do that. But the retirement by Shadow in the pit lane. And Tobes is off. Tobes has crashed into the wall. Again, didn't see who the collision was with. This is brought out of VSC. And the top 4 drivers pulled a bit of a gap to those further back. Infinite Glory benefiting slightly. She was in the pit lane during the VSC. Still has a long way to come back. So a very close battle for P2. Freefall got a bit of room here. And it's going to be quite easy for him to pull away from Steiny on that softer compound. Obviously looking for room at the inside, a little one not quite leaving enough as Infinite Glory makes a mistake in that chicane in the second sector. Not helping his efforts to get back up to catch the rest of the field. Still going, still driving on. Always nice to see when a driver refuses to get beat down. So it looks like a bit of a DRS chain maybe starting to form among the top 8. Bit of a gap to Deluxey. But looking at some of the drivers, Raw, Carl up 4 positions, Captain Nick and Panda up 5 positions. Daru appears to be the biggest loss here. Is that a mistake by Captain Nick? Just as I was saying, he was up 5 positions, is now down 1. And Christo seems to be driving, well, the AI seems to be driving, not him. So very easy for Captain Nick to pass here. Going out board. Have a look at the tyres. Steiny actually refusing to be dropped by Freefall, almost pulling away from the little one here. Had a look into the first chicane. And if he can avoid getting ditched by Freefall, then he might stand a chance of getting that position back before the end of the stint. So here we go now. Both drivers saving that ERS. Oh no, Steiny using his ERS and getting the overtake done with it. Up into the lead for him again on those medium tyres. These two now with over a second gap back to the little one. So Freefall will be looking for a way past Steiny. The sooner the better for him. The little one into the pit lane, I'm not sure what's caused that. Was that a mistake by him or damaged front wing? Unsure what the cause of that pit stop for him was, unless he had a drive through, but he has changed onto the medium compound. Now, and Christo in that Ferrari finally able to get back in. Didn't see when he disconnected. This car no longer will be driven around by the AI. Carl gets himself 3 seconds of penalties. Still a battle. McLaren versus AlphaTauri now that the little partner's pitted. Lost a lot of on-track positions. I think we might see an attempt for free fall to pass Steiny to the first corner of the mistake on the last. That was Clerpiar now into the pit lane. Oh, now I'm not sure what's caused it, but a bit of a gap starting to build up between Steiny and Freefall as Jamie Robertson gets past Hobbsy. Not sure what he's doing. Lost some of his speed, giving him a tap on the rear. Infinite Glory retiring in the pit lane. So yeah, Steiny starting to build that gap to Freefall. As KXI goes into the pit lane. Jamie Robertson sticking a tyre over the curb there. We'll see if any of this group goes for an overtake. Hobbsy might be close enough to Jamie Robertson. Looking up the inside. But Jamie holds it around the outside and is able to keep that third position for the moment. Now with the second straight. And this time Hobbsy with more speed. Looks like deliberately lifting to avoid a potential collision here. He needs to be careful as Raw is just on his own tail, so having to attack and defend at the same time. Absolutely nose to tail at the moment. It's Jamie Robertson and Hobbsy nearly pushed into the pit lane there by Raw. Won't be too happy about that. I suspect we'll see an instant reported for that move. Hobbsy losing 2 positions to it. And Steiny still happily in the lead, over 5 seconds to the next closest driver on the same strategy as him. Christo somehow just set the fastest lap of a 1:12. I'm not quite sure what caused that to happen. Oh, in sector 2, that is Captain Nick, and he has gone round on his old medium tyres, and that's dropped him right back down the order. So Hobbs now, the last man to still be on the soft tyres. Yes, Christo is, but having a lot of connection issues his end. Seems to keep leaving and rejoining. Hobbs going wide as he comes towards the pit lane. So Raw currently in second, but the thing to keep in mind is he will probably be given a 3 or 5 post-race penalty by the stewards for what he did to Hobbsy, assuming Hobbsy reports that, of course. Panda trying to close that gap down. Still got the majority of his ERS. The same can't be said for Forster. Although that gap is building a bit there. Royal Viking under threat by Jay Wills, who has the inside. I doubt Jay Wills is going to concede here. Royal Viking forced to concede, goes a bit wide there. And that is massive contact between the two of them. Jay Wills losing it on the inside, hits Royal Viking as he comes back onto the track with no control over his car, and Royal Viking hits the wall, assuming losing a tyre, knocked it out of this race. Interestingly, just a yellow flag. Jay Wills, I'm going to guess, yep, no front wing at all. Going to be forced to pit this lap. And that is very unfortunate for Royal Viking. Now with just 16 drivers left, all but one of them are getting points. As Captain Nick gets himself 3 seconds of penalties from the back. As does M. Hobbsy. Free fault, flying past the little one. There's a mistake by Claire PR, I believe, at the start of Sector 2. Didn't see the mistake himself, but going very slow, causing a yellow flag to be brought out. The little one looking for a move. Free fall, defending well. Steiny still with a very healthy lead. Oh, and freefall going round there. That's going to drop him round a few positions. On fresh hard tyres, doesn't want to cook them too early. There's a chance they can go to the end if he's nice to them. But that's going to cost him a lot of time and on-track position. Claire PR into the pit lane. Still on quite young medium tyres. Deluxey into the pit lane. Now more of the drivers who started the mediums starting to pit. I think Carl probably would have got a warning for that right-hander there. There's a mistake by... Is that Jay Wills? Yeah. Jay Wills actually crashing off the exact same corner where he made a mistake the previous lap. But this time, not another car there to slow him down. And that's brought out a safety car. So where are the leaders? Seems likely we'll see all these guys in the mediums pitting. No one currently lapped. So Captain Nick, Clerpiar not pitting. Steiny into the pit lane. Be silly not to. I think 4-star's the first driver we might see not go into the pit lane, but even then, it seems worth pitting for fresh tyres. So Deluxey won't be pitting as he pitted last lap for fresh hard tyres. Unsure about Jamie Robson. No, Jamie Robson does stay out, so he's going to gain some positions. Interestingly, actually, Panda stayed out on track. And that may turn out to be a whopping mistake. We'll see how it plays for him. With some guys quite far back, I suspect we might see 3 laps. You might have a point, but even then I can't see his tyres having that much more life in them. We will see. The race now nearly halfway through. Steiny in a very strong position here. He'll be going to the end. The current net lead. And interestingly, I've just opened the Tier 3 stream and they're on exactly the same section of the track, also under safety car. And they're also on an AlphaTauri car. So it took me a while to figure out whether or not I'd opened the wrong one. No. T3, lap 13, safety car. Also on board with an AlphaTauri. But theirs has come in this lap, so they're about to have a restart. Panda is now pitting, so I guess, yeah, didn't want to double stack. Now most of the drivers have caught up, he really will be dropping down the order. So Steiny back into the lead. And if Christo can catch up quickly, then this might be the last lap under the safety car. So where's Panda going to come out? Looks like 14th position. So AlphaTauri is still doing pretty well from where they started. But Raw and Carl massively gained positions here. Although Deluxe and Daru had some contact there. Didn't see what caused it. I'll see if we can get a look at their front wings. What I've seen so far, they're both intact. That's 5 seconds penalties the game's given to both of them. Of course, to the one that didn't cause it, they may be able to appeal those 5 seconds. And it's looking like this will be the last lap under the safety car. Now these three up front. Kyle coming from a P4 last week. It's a potential P2, however, last corner, tapped the lead on the rear, lost control. Managed to get across the line eventually. But either way, a very good start to the season for him. And all he has to do now is hold on. Daru will be an interesting one on those soft tyres. There we go, that's what we're looking for. Safety car in this lap. So we'll see Steiny start to build a gap. Let's see when he decides to go. Oh, and Steiny slides a bit through that last corner. Good start by Raw. Deluxe and Daru already side by side. Luxy on the inside. Actually interesting, I think Jamie Robertson managed to pass Daru and it looks like he may be letting him back through. I'm not sure then if that was a pass considered as too aggressive. Oh, Captain Nick's binned it again, isn't he? Yeah. So mistake by Captain Nick. Safety car restart, did not see what caused that. But I think Claire PR may have been involved. It's Daru on these soft tyres, be wanting to get past these guys. Really going for the slow in, fast out philosophy there, and it worked well for him. Actually nearly rear-ended Deluxey at the corner exit there. And again, yeah, Daru really taking those lines to look for overtaking opportunities to come. Carl being forced to go defensive. Daru alongside, he needs to try and make sure he's a car length ahead, otherwise won't be able to. Yeah, so let's keep the position, despite the fact Carl was alongside him through the last corner. But Daru has been burning through his ERS to get these moves done. It's Carl going wide there, the exits of that corner, now at least 6 seconds of penalties. Jamie Robertson and Hobbsy also joining. I think Hobbsy now also up to 6. Yep. Daru. Another move for him. Up into second position. So little punt. Very little ERS in his car. He is right up behind Hobbsy, although Daru looks like maybe challenging for the lead. That is a mistake there by Christo. Or is that still him? Not sure. Yep, Daru now into the lead on those soft tyres. Not much ERS in this car, certainly not even that much tyre life. His job now is to go as fast as he can, build as much time before he needs to pit later. It's Christo, I think that is a pit lane retirement. Something to be aware of now. Even actually before that retirement, all drivers remaining on track would have been receiving points. KXI looking to get past the little one on the outside. Very, very late braking. Going to have to be careful of freefall behind him now. Freefall really goes onto those curbs. Amazingly, no collisions happen though. Now, interestingly, Steiny still keeping up with Daru. Guess Daru now burning through less ERS. And nearly building up that 1 second gap to get out the DRS zone of Raw, who's nearly got out Carl's DRS himself. These three very close together. Looks like a mistake by the little one on the corner exit caused them to really close up, so there wasn't room to get past. Now KXI around the outside, huge amounts of overspeed, flies past. Freefall also having a sniff, but not quite close enough. It's battle for ninth, still raging on. Steiny now built up that 1 second gap to Raw. I don't think it's quite close enough to go for an overtake here. Would have benefited from saving his ERS going for the second straight. Although a decent exit by him, so he might be able to do that regardless. Both of them, not much ERS left. But free fall, the one with more. Trying to go around the outside. The little one gives him a tap, but luckily the tyres don't touch, as that could have been very bad for freefall. And freefall getting the overtake done. Steiny, despite the tyre compound difference, still keeping Daru humble. Daru, of course, now every lap goes on further, his pace will decrease because of his tyres, and he will eventually have to pit. He could try to go to the end on these, but I'm really not sure that would work well for him. Steiny challenging to the lead up the inside, and he's got it done. Steiny over 40% more ERS. And Daru burning through it here, decides better of it. I think the right decision. He needs to pick the right moment to go for the move. This battle for P3. Three of them right up nose to tail. Two of them with penalties, another one with what I suspect will be a post-race penalty. How many penalties? Deluxe has got 3 plus 5. 5 may be removed, depends on the context of it. Mr. Roux looking to challenge the lead, not able to get past. Steiny holding on the outside. Carl going a bit wide there. You saw him do that earlier on in the race, and that earned him 3 seconds of penalty. Steiny in a very good position here. Just needs to avoid a collision, keep it clean. As Daru cuts some corner, gets himself 3 seconds of penalties. And Steiny still holding out in front of him, still with a far more healthy ERS amount. As the curves throw Daru around a bit. Keeps his car pointing forward though. His tyres won't be too happy. Now if I was in his position, if he is going for another pit stop, pitting this lap would mean that the softs would get an even amount of usage. I don't know if he has any fresh softs left to use. There's a chance he'll be forced to go to the end, in which case we will see him start to really drop down the order. The field's still very close together. Free fall, gets 3 seconds of penalties. I believe that was another driver going wide at turn 2. Carl up into P3, makes it stick. As Daru also gets up to the lead up ahead. Steiny saving his ERS. He knows it'll just be a few laps before Daru's tyres won't be able to challenge. Actually looks to go up the inside here and he might be able to make it work. Daru, however, holds it around the outside. Steiny again trying to go around the outside. And this time he makes it work. And he's got himself back up into the lead. Now Daru, ERS looking better. Still needs to be careful. This fighting is allowing Carl to close up on them, despite the fact he himself is going to be slightly defending. Of course, it's in Daru's favour to try and get track position now rather than later. Those tyres can still cope. Ooh, and a huge mistake there by Deluxey. Caused him to go into the wall, lose a tyre and DNF from this race. This has brought out a safety car. I suspect we'll see Daru pitting for a fresh set of softs. Steiny, smart move would be for him to stay out on track. Captain Nick, fairly fresh softs himself, not going to be pitting. See how this all goes down, really throwing a spanner into the works now. There's a lot more drivers the opportunity to get higher point positions. And what they choose to do under the safety car is very important. So Steiny staying in, Daru of course pitting. Sorry, Steiny staying out. We'll get there eventually. So that is a shame for Deluxey. Was our championship leader. Caught the curve, and once he was heading towards that wall there was not much he could do. This, of course, very good news for Carl and Forster. Likely one of those two will be inheriting the lead, the championship. In fact, current finishing positions, they will be joint lead with 56 points. Unsure which driver has the fastest lap. Let's see if we can find where it says. Actually, I'm going to very quickly check what that incident under the safety car was. It was just given to Deluxey, not to DeRue, so I'm not sure who caused that. Okay, can't seem to find fastest lap, and it'll show us at the end of the race. I know there was that 112 that Christo got, which obviously was complete rubbish when his AI was taken over, so I don't know if that glitch graphic has hidden it from us. So looking at this, DeRue the front of the soft runners. Again, he's going to be trying to fight through the pack, using the soft, burning through his ERS. But it looks like we are only going to have 3 laps of racing. So track position very important here. Not that many places to be making moves. So Steiny's job again will be to pull away as quickly as he can. We've seen his pace. Certainly, I'd say he's the fastest driver on the track at the moment. Maybe not under the tyre compound conditions, but best pace-wise. His job to defend. There we go, safety car in this lap. There will be 3 laps of racing. So it's Steiny's choice as to when he goes now. And he's gone early. Carl wasn't ready for it, busy warming his tyres. And that is a very good start by Steiny. Already nearly a second lead. Raw not in such a good stead. 4-star right on his tail. 4 stars tyres. We're starting to age a bit. Mr. Root past KXO. We've seen already what he can do on soft tyres. And he'll certainly be one to keep an eye on. There we go, around the outside of free fall. And what a place to overtake. Let's see if free fall can try and get him back, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. It's Hobbsy, gives KXI a small tap on the rear. Luckily doesn't lose his front wing. Of course, this is the soft tyres just being that much quicker. Helps himself as the little Juan right on his tail. Looking for a move up the inside. Could have gone for it. I think KXI just about left him room, but decided against it. Now looking to go around the outside. This time KXI not choosing to leave him room. And the little Juan making the most of that opportunity, as Daru now up to 5th position. Captain Nick gets 3 seconds of penalties. The little Juan alongside Hobbsy, not giving him too much room here. Brakes later, side by side. And a move still not completed. The little Juan though, with the inside line for this corner. And Hobbsy forced to concede. Both him and Panda going round. Not sure who that collision was between, whether that was the little Juan or just Hobbsy and Panda. That's cost them both big, as Daru now about to get up to 3rd position. And yet, there we go, up to 3rd. Raw may have deliberately conceded that, so he could focus on his fights against guys who were closer to his pace. We have a look at penalties. Daru has 3 seconds. He does need to gap Raw by that much. Though, as I said earlier, Hobbsy may be filing an incident report against Raw for that move earlier. So Steiny looks like he's got enough of a lead to be safe to get that win. Of course, we won't know until the checkered flag is out. Now Daru already going to finish ahead of Carl due to penalties. But if he is behind Carl, then he won't be sufficiently far enough ahead of 4-star and Raw to get that 3-second penalty gone, as Clerpiard gets 3 seconds more of penalty. So here, Daru will be looking for the overtake. It looks like he's already got the overspeed. DRS, ERS easily going through. As Jamie Robertson crashes into the wall and retires on the last lap. And that is such a shame for him. Exact same place as Deluxey. Is that Steiny weaving ahead? I think it is. They're celebrating his win. Give him some camera time. Very dominant performance by him today. All he's got to do now, make sure not to get any penalties before the end, but even then, he should be safe. Jamie Robertson will be absolutely heartbroken, and his teammate will be ecstatic. Completely earned this win from start to finish throughout qualifying. And here we go, across the line, Steiny wins the French Grand Prix. The order's shaken up a bit. But Steiny, Raw and 4-star are our top 3 due to penalties, everything switching around a bit. Now Raw may end up being knocked down to 4th. But either way, very big congratulations to Steiny. And well done for Panda for going to the end. Not sure how many points he'll get, but more than if he hadn't finished. Four-star, gaining the most positions that race, the game giving him driver of the day. There we go, Steiny on that top step of the podium. And we'll try and get these guys in for a post-race interview. So I think this puts 4-star in line to inherit the championship lead. Was P2 going into this race and come second last week. Yeah, here we go. 4-star starting P15, working its way all the way up to 3rd position, and possibly even 2nd. I know I've mentioned it a lot, but yeah, I guess we will see. So I'll now try and get the guys in for a post-race interview. As you can see, everybody, yeah, the top 12 crossed the line. Jamie Robertson, I think he may be getting points given the new rule that picked up in. Can't say for certain, but certainly an exciting race through to the end. And that safety car with that 3-lap showdown mixed things up a lot. So I will now get Steiny, Raw and 4-star in, and try and have a conversation with them about the race. Give me a second to set that up. So if you give me and we'll see if we can get the drivers in. But yeah, very interesting race there. There he is, our race winner.
Hello everybody, how are you doing?
Can I very quickly check you're sharing your audio? Although I assume you will know that you will be.
I should, but yeah, let me check because it's a different account.
Yeah, congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Thank you so much, thank you.
Completely deserved. Had it right, right through the race, in your hands.
Oh, yeah,
Evening.
thank you. Good evening. Congrats on your P3 as well.
Cheers, mate. Well done.
Pretty sure 4-star you've got the championship lead now.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Definitely.
I think I was 5th on the road. Yeah, just don't crash, don't get penalties. Is kind of all I try and do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd get one, by the way, Steiny. I was waiting for you to get one, but it just didn't happen, did it?
To be fair, you know what? I didn't get a single warning this race. It was just a really clean operation. I was working for it so hard. I put a lot of hours in it just to get the consistency. You know, my best TT time, my PB is not crazy, but I'm consistent, and this is what's important, and as well for you. So this is why congrats again to P3. But yeah, I had sick battles as well with Scott and Roy, and some of them were a little bit too much as well, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, finally, especially France. You know, I'm not really a big fan of France. So yeah, very, very happy.
Yeah. 4-star, I don't know if you're aware, there was an incident between Raw and Hobbsy, where he shoved him a little bit wide. So there's a chance, if Hobbsy reports it, you may actually end up getting P2.
Oh, okay. No, I wasn't. I mean, I was trying to get him, to be honest, but I think the safety car just ruined it for me a bit. I was kind of lining him up before that, and obviously I had the mediums, which were starting to get worn, and then the safety car came out, and I thought that was the end of that. We only had one lap of DRS to give it a go, and he had it as well. But yeah, if he gets it, I'll take 2 P2s on a row in Tier 2.
Yeah, but either way, yeah, great by both of you guys. Where were you first race?
Me.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's right. I was really strong in qualifying as well, and then I just made a small mistake. I had a long battle with Draper, some really impressive moves there, and it just caught me off guard. The long battle, so I spun in Britain last turn, and then I spun again. So that was my race. However, qualifying was quite good, but yeah. Oh, by the way, talking about qualifying, Q3 was so nerve-wracking, man. That was
good.
We started on
That was
soft.
smart by you guys.
I messed up my first lap. I spun around, and I was like, okay, the Jeff is saying it's going to dry up, so there has to be a chance on the very last second to do another good lap time, and I just about managed. I was
people retired halfway through,
Yeah.
and they've screwed themselves because they had nothing to lose by going out.
Yeah, definitely.
But they just retired. They gave up and therefore went out. So
Yeah.
sucks to be them.
Definitely.
Right, well I'm going to let you guys celebrate your win. I'm going to go now and watch the Tier 1 stream, because I think they're going to be starting their race shortly.
Yeah.
Because I know
That's
they're-
all right.
As well. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
So yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations
first-
guys, both podium. That's 2 for you now, 4-star.
It is, yeah. 2 in Tier 2.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. Congrats. It's just consistency, like you were in the previous season. So yeah, once again, James, congrats. And yeah, I can't wait for next week. Netherlands.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a load of us that actually aren't here next week. So me, Captain Nick, and Tobes and Klurper are away on a stag do. So we'll give you a lot of chance to catch up a bit.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. So yeah, there's going to be a few missing.
Oh damn it! I'm gonna do my best, but I can't wait for long championship battles. So yeah, very excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be good. And let me just add before I go, Panda, that's 2-0. 3-0 technically, but yeah.
Yeah, well, how are you guys on Zandvoort? Because that's our track next week. So, you like it as a track?
Yeah.
Not?
For me,
I don't,
personally,
so I'm not sad that I'm missing it, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
I actually used to like it on 2020, but because you could cut so many corners, so many curbs. But now, if you just try it, you just gonna fly over it, and you lose everything. So it's gonna be really, really tricky qualifying. It's all about qualifying because doing a race there, it's so difficult to make some overtaking moves, and
Yeah,
it's
it is.
especially like in Zandvoort, it's so tricky. Last turn got so much more difficult. So many people are underestimating the inside curb on the right-hander on penultimate turn. So it's going to be very, very surprising, exciting.
Yeah, should be good. Well, we'll be watching from sunny Cardiff anyway.
Say hello in the comments.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Join the screen. It's pretty.
I'll try
Nice.
not to miss Q1 this time, or next week.
Nice. Yeah, but thank you again for the invite, and can't
Yeah.
wait for next week.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah. Right, I'll let you guys go. So, thank you.
All right. Cheers, guys. Well done, Steiny.
Cheers. Thanks, you too.
Yeah, that.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, so there we go. That was a French Grand Prix round 2 with Steiny dominant throughout the entire thing, getting that win, 4-star, getting P3. And yeah, see you next week in the Netherlands for Zandvoort. But for now, oh yeah, go watch the Tier 1 race, which isn't on the Cone channel, it is on Indigo's channel. It's been spammed enough in the Discord. but just if you're not in the Discord, then search CRL I French GP round 2 and it should come up. But from me, that is goodbye until next week, and hopefully next week I won't miss Q1 by forgetting to update my game.